Now, before all the battles and historic moments, we gotta start at the start. The Métis and FN were facing food insecurities. Buffaloes were almost extinct, and on top of that, they even saw Canada not protecting their rights and land and even survival. A famous figure, Louis Riel, came to help these Métis by writing 10 demands. The government decided to decline these demands, so they set up a fort in Batoche, and the government attacked, and the rest was history on the first major battle of the Second Métis Uprising, Duck Lake. The Battle of Duck Lake was first of many battles. Although it only lasted 19 minutes, it was a big turning point in the resistance. It started off with a group of 100 Northwest Mounted Police stationed in Fort Carlton pushed forward to Batoche. Although planning to go straight to Batoche to confront the Métis, they were met halfway there by a large group of Métis led by Commander Dumont. After an hour and a half of intense fighting and 18 deaths on both sides, the police retreated back to Fort Carlton. This fight triggered a Canadian military force to respond. The Battle of Fish Creek was started on the 23rd of April, 1884. After the mobilization of 1,000+ Canadian troops led by General Middleton, they needed a plan. It was agreed that the troops would be split in three, led by Middleton, Colonel Otter, and one other. The force planned to attack Fish Creek was very close to Batoche. While all that was happening, Louis Riel wanted to defend Batoche, while Colonel Dumont wanted a more forward attack option. Dumont was more favored and won the argument. Scouts led by General Middleton were attacked by a rebel force. After the trigger, a huge fight started. The Métis had a huge positional advantage and surrounded Otter's military. After 6 hours of heavy fighting, Otter's forces retreated, holding the battle as a stalemate. Now here's the battle that decided all. The one and only, drumroll please, the Battle of Batoche. It is the heart of the uprising and it had many casualties. It started with the Canadian forces gathering to form a large force of 6,000 Northwest Mounted Police. When they first marched into Batoche, the uncoordinated force on the Canadian side led them to be held back. They tried many strategies, like a boat, and that got decapitated by the fort. But alas, after 3 arduous days, it got captured by the Canadian forces and the government won. 100+ Canadians casualties were on both sides, and the Métis now remembered Batoche as a historical site. After the battle was over, Louis Riel, Big Bear, and many more were captured. After many negotiations, the Métis and FN were all at peace. Louis Riel was executed, and others captured and were charged of treason. That wraps up for the Second Métis Uprising. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for listening. Please clap.